Gentlemen and ladies, and also gentlemen, it is very important to keep your toilet habits clean, okay? If you think about it, wiping after you go poo-poo is kind of gross, right? If I were to get poo-poo anywhere on my body, I would be washing with soap. But somehow when it's in my bum, or on my bum I should say, alright, you get what I'm saying, right? We just wipe, and that's somehow enough. Which I think is kind of gross, but we all do it. Everyone does it. Here we have a wife telling her husband to wipe better after pooping because she is not satisfied with his hygiene. So this is going to be kind of gross, but I just didn't have the heart to go talk about something more serious, okay? I saw many posts about really serious stuff, very like deep and impactful things, but I can't today. I'm just really not feeling it. I'm not up for that kind of negativity. Even though it is my goal to help people. But So we're doing this gross one, because that's so much better. My husband and I are in days-long fight about his toilet habits. We've been married for 13 years. It has not been all rainbow and sunshine, so we've been going to couples counseling for a few months now. The argument. Sometimes when I go to the bathroom, I see that my husband pooped but forgot to flush. I didn't say anything at first because he works hard and he is a busy man. However, it started happening more frequently the past couple months. Once/twice a week, I'd find his poo in the toilet. So I finally brought it up, just like, hey, this scenario has been happening more lately. Not a big deal, please try to remember to flush. He was apologetic and said he would make an effort. Cool. Sounds great. Although, what a week, he's a busy man and he works hard. So what, he can't turn around and click a button or maybe pull a thing or however it works on your toilet. But I'm just saying, right? Like, what is he, like, what, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right? Less than a week later, I went to the bathroom and got another brown peekaboo. No poo-poo, but a bunch of toilet paper streaked with poo-poo was sitting in the toilet. So I told my husband, you forgot to flush again. He replied, oh, yeah, I guess I did leave a bunch of toilet paper in the toilet. Sorry about that, it won't happen again. I replied, no, it wasn't just toilet paper, it was a bunch of poopy toilet paper. I wanted to be clear about what the problem was. I didn't want him to think I was just nagging about some lingering plain clean TP in the toilet. I feel like he has a history of downplaying or invalidating concerns that I voiced to him, and I didn't want that happening in this situation. He got defensive after I clarified that. It seems like he wanted to explain why there was poopy TP but no poop. Personally, I didn't really think much about that until he brought up that point. He shouted, "Do I have to spell it out for you?" I was like, I guess so. I don't think there's a super obvious reason for a bunch of poopy TP hanging out on its lonesome. And I don't like the condescending, aggressive tone you're speaking to me with. He continued yelling about how sometimes he doesn't get fully clean after pooping and initial wiping, so his butthole ends up feeling itchy. Ew. And so he'll wipe it before getting in the shower, hence the poopy that he forgot to flush. What? I have two questions. One, then just keep wiping. You can flush and then do some more wiping. We all have had the infinite wipe, okay, and it's not fun. Oh, and secondly, if you're going in, 3 points actually. If you're going into the shower, you're washing anyway. Like, yes, it's kind of gross, but you can wash your bum, right? Wash your hands, and then wash the rest. Or maybe you first wash your rest, and then wash your bum. I do it that way personally, because I don't know why, actually. That just seems logical in my head. But you're washing anyway. You don't need to... Why would you need to wipe then? He's just talking about how his bum get itchy because he doesn't fully wipe. So then you fully wipe. Then you do that. And then that's not a problem. What are you doing, man? Also, I get it. You forget to flush. But still, like, how... Isn't that, like, part of the routine? It feels very strange for me to stand up and not flush, right? Like, how do you not notice it? Like, it can happen to anyone, right? Once or twice, every once in a while, you can forget it. That's fine. But for him, it's a consistent thing. But I'm just wondering how. But clearly he doesn't feel too secure about himself about this particular topic, because you don't just start yelling out of nowhere about it. Okay, so that tells me that he knows that he's wrong. From there, it totally blew up into a screaming match. I told him that he should just properly wipe his butt immediately after pooping. At some point in the yelling, he accused me of trying to shame and embarrass him. I said, well, that's not my intent, but yeah, a grown adult should be properly wiping after going to the bathroom. And I know I would certainly be embarrassed if I was you right now. What the F? We haven't really been speaking for a few days. He said he's sorry, but also thinks I should apologize, and he's being aggressive about it. It was never my intent to make him feel badly, but I'm unwilling to apologize when he's being so aggressive and accusatory. Yesterday, he told me in anger that I need individual therapy for my behavior. Considering our current work in couples counseling, I think we both could have been nicer during this exchange. Am I the a-hole? We have wet wipes next to the toilet and a covered garbage bin in the bathroom for dispose. I'm pretty certain that he doesn't use the wipes, not sure why not. That's a good tactic, actually. If I have an infinite wipe, I'm grabbing the wet wipes. I'm doing my butt with the wet wipes. I know this husband isn't gonna watch this video, but we're just gonna pretend that he is watching this video, okay? Wipe your butt, twin, right? Don't start digging in your butt, start wiping your butt and washing your butt. How, like, I get it, okay? It is embarrassing. I would be embarrassed as well. I totally agree with your wife, right? But how, you are 39 years old, okay? You are almost double my life. I'm 20, right? Double is 40. He's 1 year off, okay, from double my life. And I know how to properly wipe. Because it's actually... My hair is so ugly, by the way. Quick intermission. I just don't like my hair today. And I should go to the barbers, is what you're gonna say. And I will, at some point. But not right now. Because I need to do an appointment for that. You know what? I'm gonna wear a hat. Let's just do that. Listen, man, you can just keep on wiping. Like I said, if you're worried about clogging the toilet, just flush in between. Just flush in between, and then that doesn't happen, okay? You can have, I do this, right? I think, like, okay, I had an adequate amount of wipes, but it's not clean yet. Let me just flush already. I do with my elbow like this, right? Because I have a certain amount of swag that you probably don't have, right? I flush, and then I keep going. And then it's clean, and then I flush again. Sometimes it takes 3 flushes. When you get a good infinite wipe, which is never good. If you get a bad infinite wipe, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You can't leave it unclean. That's just not an option, man. If your butt get itchy because there's poo-poo on your bumhole, then you are doing something wrong. That's not normal. That's not supposed to happen. But clearly these two are in a horrible marriage. I mean, maybe not horrible, but clearly something's dysfunctional. Because how are you in a yelling match, not willing... I mean, I wouldn't apologize if I was the wife as well. But, like, demanding apologies and being aggressive all the time about... Because he's aggressive, he says. He's aggressive and accusatory, and he's aggressive. More aggressive. Aggression, right? How? It's such a non-issue. I mean, it is an issue, but nothing to be aggressive about. Just wipe your butt! This is a problem that shouldn't exist. Who taught you to wipe? And that's not even an excuse, okay? Because you can be taught something wrong, but then logically think, okay, I am a grown adult now with a fully developed brain. At least we are assuming, okay? If I still have poo-poo on my butt, that probably shouldn't be here despite not having it learned correctly. Like, you just common sense, right? Use common sense for this. And then you think, hey, maybe I should keep on wiping. We can do that, right? Like, my parents didn't teach me the double flush technique. I just noticed that with too much toilet paper, the toilet, like, the water rises and then goes back again. So that's not good. So you flush earlier... and you flush twice. Yes, it's kind of wasteful in water, but if you clog the toilet, that's a whole other issue then to deal with, alright? Better waste just a little bit more water than have a clogged toilet and maybe water spilling out. That's a waste of water, right? At least the water, when I'm double flushing, is getting used for something. And you can also save water in other aspects to balance it out, okay? Like not keeping the water running while shaving or brushing teeth or whatever. I cannot believe that I'm explaining this to a 39-year-old. You know, he's not watching. But I'm sure one of you watching this does not wipe their butt properly. And that's gross. You need to fix that. Because you can't be doing this, man. You can't. It's apparently something that happens more often. I saw another Reddit story, like a month back or something, about a guy who just doesn't wash their bum in the shower. And he was convinced that it was normal, and his roommates were agreeing with him. I don't know how him and this girl got into the conversation, but it just landed on that, and he thought it was normal to not wash your butt in the shower. Who are your parents? I feel like that's one of the most important things. Teach your child proper hygiene, please, because they need proper hygiene. Someone is begging for it to be fake, and it's being confirmed that it's not. Could still just be lying, but I don't know. Why do so many grown men not know how to properly wipe their bums? I think homophobia is involved somehow. If you're trying to prove that you are not a homosexual, you don't do that by not wiping your butt. That's the most backwards thing ever. Or is it backward? I'm not saying that gay people have stinky butts. I'm just like, how does that disprove that you like men, man? If that's actually true, then that's the funniest thing ever. That makes me laugh. That makes me... Like, how insecure are you about your own sexuality, right? A lot of male self-care is shamed as being gay. My straight husband is very fastidious about his self-care, cleanliness, hygiene, and all of that. His friends have always poked fun at him for it, insinuating he was gay. Luckily, he is very secure and thinks they are just ridiculous and have low standards for themselves. He's right too, many of them have some disgusting habits. I've heard about them from their wives. Not wiping properly is a common one, I hear. Very glad I don't have to worry about that. Guys, come on, man. I'm probably one of the least gay people you're gonna find ever, right? And I wipe my butt, and I wash my butt regularly, okay? I shave my balls. I don't do that because I want to suck penis. I do that because it's easier to clean that way, because I like being hygienic. You know how that works? That doesn't make me gay. I still like a good pair of tits all the same. Okay, fine. I don't put on like moisturizer. Actually, I do. I have beard oil, okay, for the skin underneath this beard, right, to keep the hairs healthy. What does that mean? I just like balls now? What is I just want to fiddle balls all day because I have beard oil. Really? Are we being for real right now? Okay. Is this seriously what we are doing? As far as I know, every male in my family here in the home wipes their butt. There aren't any pride flags hanging around the bathroom, right? You can just do that, right? And it doesn't make you gay. It's just those things are like totally separate from each other. Alright, but that will do for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Reminder to wipe your butt. So last time I'm saying it, okay? I'm sorry for this video, because it's kind of gross, but it is a lot more funny, and that helps with not feeling down, because we're talking about something serious like, I don't know, domestic abuse or something. Because it's very important to talk about those things, but it's tiring to talk about those things a lot, okay? So that's why we're doing this gross one. And I'm sorry, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway, kinda. And I hope you learned to be better at hygiene. Maybe you already were. You were, probably. I'm just guessing, like, you seem like a person that would have good hygiene. Leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment, right? Jesus Christ is Lord, and let's get out of here.